Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, welcome. Good morning to another market open stream. There's a lot to talk about, including UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson resigning. We also have Jim Cramer on the attack once again. Is that a good thing? Could it be a bottom indicator? Well, let's discuss. And also, of course, there's other major issues at hand. So let's get started. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified of all my streams. Follow me on social media. Check out CryptosRUs.com. And make sure you follow brand new Clips channel. Good morning, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's looking like it's going to be a good morning. Bitcoin hasn't moved. A lot of altcoins have, but U.S. market is about to open in 5 minutes in green. Way, way, way in the green. Well, I shouldn't say way in the green, just a little bit, okay? Not to exaggerate, but Dow's going to be plus 200, NASDAQ 46, going in the right direction, following yesterday's right direction, I guess. And it looks like more and more fears about recession, about inflation seems to be dissipating right now. I guess that's a good thing. But let's start out with the big headline news. Of course, that's right here. I don't know too much about, I'm going to be honest, I don't know too much about Boris Johnson. But what I do know is this. When you have 60 of your own party members resign, that's probably a sign that you need to go. All right. So yesterday I covered about how two of his health secretary and the finance minister both resigned. Now you have a wave of 60 other people that have come out and resigned. And finally, Boris Johnson says he is also resigning, stepping down after 3 years. I think most of it started with Partygate. That's what as far as I know. That was not a good look, but I don't know if there's other major things that has been happening over the last 3 years. So, yeah, that's happening. I don't know what that's going to do in terms of UK's economy and what they're going to do about their inflation. I just pulled this up. UK inflation rate is higher than even the US at 9.1%. You know, US is like 8.6%. Maybe it's still climbing, but still at this point in time. 9.1 approaching 10%. That's not good. That's not good at all. So I can't comment more on this situation because I don't actually quite know. All I do know is inflation is still high pretty much everywhere around the world. And it's not good. And why so many are turning to Bitcoin, turning to an asset that hedges against inflation. All right, what else is going on this morning? Samsung, not traded in the U.S., but traded in Korea. They had better than feared earnings, which is good, and is spurring up a chip rally, although semiconductors, they have not been doing well because of chip shortages. Samsung does have their own factory. They produce a variety of chips, which could be why they're doing better because it's like in their backyard, so they don't really have the same supply issues as other companies that's waiting for ships, cargo ships to arrive, right? So this is encouraging that maybe the chip shortages that we've been hearing about for so long, maybe it's starting to get a little bit better. I mean, there's so many. You hear about car manufacturers that have like hundreds of thousands of cars just sitting there waiting for chips. And the same thing with all these electronic, gizmos that's just sitting there waiting for chips. Maybe chips will be coming soon. All right. What else is there? I saw this, which wasn't really, I don't think it's really fair. But you look at Bloomberg. Bloomberg is blaming that high-end watches like Rolex and Patek Philippe, I think that's how you say it, is starting to come down in price. And that's because of the crypto meltdown. But, I mean, it's not, you can't just blame it on crypto meltdown. It's not like only crypto millionaires and billionaires were the only ones buying watches, okay? A lot of people made a ton of money in 2021. Didn't matter what you were in. real estate, stocks, any kind of commodity really. Basketball cards, baseball cards. I mean, crypto, obviously, like literally anything made money in 2021 other than gold. So obviously this year has been the worst first half that we have ever seen, really, for everything. So obviously price of watches are going down. And I actually like this because watch prices have been so high, like double and triple and quadruple. It's just crazy over the last year. Market opens. All right, so there you go. Just didn't want to. I thought that was not fair to blame just crypto guys. Anyways, all right, let's get back to this. So apparently I missed this. Jim Cramer on an attack again. And I don't know if this is good or not. Let's listen to this real quick. It's only a minute long. It's not very long. Let's listen to what he said about the whole asset class, the whole space.
What I'm most interested in is crypto, because a lot of people are in crypto, and crypto really does seem to be imploding. But it goes from $3 trillion to $1 trillion. Why should it stop at $1 trillion? There's no real value there. NFTs. I mean, you look at these companies. There's these companies that you never heard of, and they blew up over the weekend. And you just say to yourself, holy cow, there's $600 million just going down the drain. And we had Gary Gensler, the chairman, on a few weeks ago, and he just said, look, anybody who has a come-hither rate of investment, in other words, the rate that you earn, you can kind of forget about them. And that's what's happening.
All right,
how
Jim.
many places can Sam Bankman-Fried save? Melissa, how many can he save?
We had 13.9 was what Katie Stockton's next Bitcoin support level, 13.9.
What an awful ass. NFTs sold to you.
All right, there you go. So Jim Cramer obviously reeled down, capitulated, it seems like, right? And this is what happens with most retail investors. They come into this space, they don't quite understand, and then they say, screw this, and I'm out, right? But the thing is, Jim Cramer is not just some average retail investor. He's been doing what he's been doing for I don't know how many decades, probably more than my lifetime, right? But he has come into Bitcoin periodically, and he has gotten into Ethereum. He has gotten into a few other cryptos. He's even talked about it at Mad Money. He talked to Anthony Pompliano. Seemed like he understands until he doesn't anymore. So I don't know. But anyways, that could be the bottom indicator we're looking at. We've been looking for, that Jim Cramer basically capitulates and says the whole thing is going to go belly up. Gary Gensler is going to come to the rescue and basically shut all these guys down, and Sam Bankman-Fried can't save them all, right? That's basically what he's saying. And then, here's the thing. That was from 2 days ago. Yet, just yesterday, he tweets out, time for crypto. So is this all a ruse? Is this all just for show? How can you one day be so bearish and have capitulated, and another day he's like, yes, go crypto, time to go. Time for crypto. I mean, I don't quite get what's going on with Jim Cramer. I think it's just all ploy. I think, this is all planned, honestly, at this point. He must have people that's telling him, like, this day you're negative, this day you be positive. I don't know. You got people just like wondering what's going on. But anyways, just want to talk about that. What else? What he said, about Sam Bankman-Fried is still it's still a mind-boggler, okay? Because I covered this last night. I heard some people chime in on this. Most people are confused and angry about this whole situation. Obviously, the $600 million Jim Cramer talked about was what Voyager gave to ITrustCapital, and that is gone, okay? But this whole circle thing between Voyager and Alameda, it's getting more confusing. And if you think about it some more, it's actually even worse. So the common theory is, Alameda Research was owned by Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. basically they don't want to sell their crypto, right? So like so many others in the space, when you don't want to sell your crypto, what do? You put down collateral and you borrow. So Alameda, even though they have $2 billion worth of cash lying around, at last, according to SBF, they put down collateral with Voyager and borrowed $377 million. You would figure Voyager asked for collateral, right? So if it turns out Voyager didn't ask for collateral, that contributes to what we're seeing right now. So basically, Alameda put down money to borrow $377, and now that Voyager needs to borrow, right? They're just giving that line of credit right back to Voyager, right? partially using the money they borrowed from Voyager. So they're loaning Voyager what they borrowed from Voyager. So think about that circle. They're paying Voyager interest on what they borrowed, and now they're going to charge Voyager interest on what they're loaning. But why would you not just cancel the two out? Why would you not just pay back the 377 loan and then just loan Voyager the difference between 500 and 377, which is 123, right? Why not just loan Voyager 123 million and then be done with it? Why do you still have this whole big circle connection? I don't know. They both want to show the interest as income on their balance sheet. Again, I have no idea. I have no idea what the truth is, but it's just really, really, really not a good look right now. All right, not a good look. I saw someone call Sam Bankman-Fried Sam Bankman-Fed because it's kind of like that, because he's trying to buy out everything right now, right? Even though he's saying he's trying to help the entire industry, but one wonders what happens when FTX owns all these companies, right? What's going to happen? I don't know. All right, what else is there? What else is going on? Crypto owners banned from working on U.S. government crypto policies. So if you want to work for the U.S. Office of Government Ethics, you cannot own any crypto. And the reason being, it's a conflict of interest. So as a result, any employee who holds any amount of crypto or stablecoin may not participate in a particular matter if the employee knows that particular matter could have a direct or predictable effect on the value of cryptocurrency or stablecoin. It kind of makes sense, right? If you're going to make regulations on crypto or stablecoins, then you have inside information, right? And you may take advantage of that inside information. But here's the thing. Congress members have been utilizing their inside information forever. And why is this now an issue, right? Look at Nancy Pelosi, who has a salary of $210,000 per year, yet she's worth $135 million. Where did that $135 million come from? From all of her investments. If people have tracked her portfolio is like the best, it shows the best record ever in the last however many years. People are actually copying her portfolio because of how good they have been performing. So, I mean, this has been going on within Congress for literally decades. So why is it an issue now? Congress people have been becoming filthy rich once they get elected into office. I don't know. It doesn't seem very fair, right? Doesn't seem very fair. All right. What else is there? Well, as for Bitcoin, Bitcoin is still pretty healthy. You can see that a net position change in terms of Bitcoin's reserves on the exchanges. Well, it's outflowing like crazy right now. Really, really crazy. 151,000 monthly position change. The largest outflow in the history of Bitcoin, right? Part of that is, yes, some people have capitulated and left, possibly like Jim Cramer, although I think that's still just a show and dance at this point. But some of it is just because there's a lot of people that keeps buying and buying and buying and DCAing no matter how low Bitcoin goes, right? And I think both of them, of course, contribute to what we're seeing now. But you know, in terms of the other main metrics that really matters, number of addresses holding 1+ coin, meaning Bitcoin, is at all-time high. So you figure if the mass outflow was just everyone leaving Bitcoin, this will not happen. Why would the number of addresses go up and continue to go up? Because it's not just everyone just leaving. There's actually a lot of people actually coming into the space too, right? That is at an all-time high right now, all-time high. So very, very positive. And of course, there are still a lot of charts measuring Bitcoin, how oversold it is right now. If you look at RSI, it is very, very, very low. As low as the previous two bottoms, right? Back in 2018, December 2018, when Bitcoin had 3,000, and then back in 2015 when Bitcoin hit like $100-something, we're as oversold as those two times right now. So think about that, right? Quite amazing. And you look at where the start of bull run happened in the last 2 years. Are we at that point? Maybe. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. And then as for just a couple other news, Celsius has finished paying their MakerDAO loan. They paid it all off, right? So now they got 21,962 Bitcoin, they got it back. So that's good. I don't know where they're getting the money from, but they have been getting more money and paying back their loan. But yesterday I covered they added 2 new board members. So for those of you guys that are hoping, Celsius will just go open back up and everything's cheery, I don't think that's the case. They added 2 specific board members yesterday. One that founded a family office, so most likely cash injection. 2, someone that deals with restructuring, litigation, and also what's the last thing? Managing assets. I forgot the term in front of it. Stressed assets or something like that. So obviously they're still looking at restructuring, creating some kind of new company, possibly facing lawsuits, and hopefully with the new cash injection, there will be some kind of new Celsius, right? I think that's the best that we could hope for right now. But it's very encouraging that they are paying back their loans right now. So they're getting a lot of their collateral back. So that's good. And then lastly, I saw this. This is just stupid. Bitstamp, which is one of the oldest exchanges out there. Not many people use them, but they were planning on charging an activity fee. So if you had your crypto on there and you didn't trade, they wanted to charge you 10 euros. And that's just idiotic, especially now when exchanges and everyone is so fearful about bank runs and massive withdrawals. They're giving a reason for people to do massive withdrawals. So after the outrage from the community, now they're saying, okay, we're going to get rid of that. But I don't see it's this type of action that shows you how many clueless people there really are. When it comes to marketing, when it comes to safeguarding their company, risk management, and all this stuff, right? You hear about it one after another, and you're like, do these guys really know what they're doing? So I don't know. I can only laugh at a situation, even though it's not really funny. All right, so market is at 275, Dow 136, NASDAQ. Pretty good. Looks like jobless claims just came out. Highest since January, so that's not good. Planned layoffs soar. Yes, we have heard many, especially tech companies, stopped hiring and they're laying people off because their stocks are not doing so well. So yeah, that's reality. All right, let's do some Q&A, and I gotta kick on my dogs here. All right, I'm back. Sorry. like to come in when I stream. They want to hear about Bitcoin. All right, what did I miss here? Someone mentioned about Cramer salty. He sold his Ethereum at a loss. I have no doubt he probably sold his Ethereum. He was really, really into Bitcoin. Then he turned negative, said he sold most of the Bitcoin for Ethereum. He got really, really big into Ethereum, and now I'm pretty sure he sold out once again. It's just not something that he really believes in, honestly. Even though, you know, it seemed like he turned the corner after Taunt and Pomp. He was very excited about it. Like, I don't think he truly understands. Star Child, yeah, I was gonna say what you said, but I can't. This is a PG. This is a PG show. Maybe PG-13 sometimes, but a PG show. What about Voyager stockholders? I read something yesterday that if the new restructuring plan goes into place, Voyager stockholders will get nothing, and stockholders will be screwed. So didn't sound good. Didn't sound good at all. Darby says, I always check Cramer to do the opposite. NASDAQ pumping. Is Bitcoin pumping yet? No, not yet, but it's starting to come above a little bit. Overall, today, Ethereum's having a pretty good day, up 5% right now. You got slow movement across many crypto. Avalanche is up pretty big today. FTX or FTT tokens up pretty good. What else? ICP, which I still don't like. Any big movers? No more big movers. You got a little bit of greed. You know what the amazing thing is, and this could be coming. It's like if you look at a month ago, Bitcoin was still above 30,000, right? It was holding at 30,000, and it has dropped down tremendously within a single month, really, really quickly. But from my experience, and we have seen this many times, when you have that sudden dumped down, when you have that tremendous sell pressure and drives people away, right? You could have a resurgence just as quick. If we have a good sustained rally with the U.S. markets, with Bitcoin, within a single month, we could climb right back up to 30,000. I have no doubt that is on the table. That's in the cards. Could happen. So it's just quite amazing. It seems like we've been stuck here at this level forever. Like it seems like we've been at 20,000 for 6 months. No, it's been less than a month. So things move very, very, very quickly. And unfortunately, a lot of people are like Jim Cramer because they come into this space, they don't quite understand. They're in it just for a quick buck. Things get bad. They're just like, screw it, I'm out, right? I don't really care about what's going on in the future. I'm going to get out. Unfortunately, that's when you really that's when wealth is built, by buying low, by buying when other people are fearful, right? But most people are not like that. Most people want to buy when things are going up on the uptrend, and it makes them feel good to make a quick buck, but they're not making that generational wealth, that true wealth that so many people have made in the past by buying low and selling high. That's not what happens generally speaking. But man, these levels still, in my opinion, fantastic buying opportunities going on right now. We already know there's going to be another rate hike this month. So, the minutes came out yesterday about last month, this month, 50 or 75 basis points. It's actually, I think it's leaning more towards 50 basis points. It seems like it's a higher chance of 50 than 75. And if that happens, then, of course, that's going to spur a decent rally. Even if it's 75 basis point at this point, it's already priced in. I think what's going to drive markets more our inflation data, like inflation CPI number, like whether that shows inflation is finally topping out and coming down or still escalating upwards, I think that's going to be more of a major driver at this point, right? And then, of course, that leads to whether or not Fed and Powell increase the rates even more aggressively toward the end of the year or starts backing off. You think Kraken is going to go under? I have not heard much about Kraken at all recently. I think it's Jesse Powell. He's the CEO. I've not heard anything about him recently. A lot of exchanges are kind of like staying quiet. Kraken is one of them. Gemini is another one. I have not heard anything. I heard the Winklevoss twins, now they're really concentrating on their band or something. Like if you look at their Twitter, they removed all references to Bitcoin and they're just talking about some new band that they're starting or whatever. Seems like they're not they're not very much into crypto right now, even though they own an exchange. What about BitHub and Upbit? They've been around for a long time, but I've never used them before, so don't know. I haven't heard anything about them. How to record crypto on Voyager as a loss on taxes? Well, you have to wait and see if it's truly 100% loss or you go get something, but I'm sure your accountant can do it. If it's 100% loss, then you just say it's zero. Do I think inflation will slow down? Yes, I do think it'll slow down. But there's two kinds of inflation, right? There's the core inflation and headline inflation. Headline inflation will come down simply due to two things. Number one, you're seeing oil come down. The barrels of oil, price per barrel of oil is starting to come down. So energy is coming down a little bit. Gasoline is getting a little bit cheaper, just a little bit. But also the big thing is supply chain. Supply chain, it has to get better, right? Even though it's still bad, it's going to get better. So if supply chain is solved, that means you go get more goods, more products out there, and prices will come down, right? So with these two coming down, headline inflation, which of course takes it into these two into account, will come down. Now, as for core inflation, that's a tougher one because of all the money printing that has happened, right? It can't just possibly come down right away. So what Powell is doing is slowing down the economy with the rate hikes. So I think it's going to work, but the fear is, it might work too well. If you slow down the economy too much, and then it starts naturally getting worse and worse and worse and worse, then you start seeing unemployment go up, like this jobless claims, right, is starting to go up, right? And then the whole economy turns upside down and becomes too slow. And then what's going to happen? I think the fear is what happens then. Then the Fed has to decrease rates again and then possibly give out more money, print out more money and give it out. And then we start a cycle again where inflation is going to come back up. I mean, it's just like it's an endless cycle. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully Powell knows what he's doing. What do you think about Chile's and fan tokens the next bull run, 3 years? I don't know. I think they have a good idea, but in the U.S. it's going to be tough because fan tokens are considered securities. They are securities because the original ones of soccer clubs or football clubs, you could trade them and you could profit from them. So all the clubs they signed up or all the teams they signed up in the U.S., it doesn't work the same way because the SEC will shut them down real quick. So I think they have a good idea, but they're not the only ones in this space now. There's a lot of teams that's coming out with their own tokens and so forth. So I think they're still the leader. Let's just put it that way. But they have some hurdles to cross in the U.S. for sure. GME Ape. Do you think, stock market crash 25 to 50% more could happen in 12, 18 months? 2, well, what would happen to UST? Wait, if what happened to UST happens to USDT, could we fall 85% down from where we are? Both possibilities, although I say that the percentage chance, the chance is low. I don't believe the stock market could crash 50% more from here. I think it could crash 25%. But even then, it depends on some really bad data. Really bad data. So it's a possibility, but unlikely. If USDT goes up, which is a possibility, but still unlikely at this point, yeah, the market will drop hard. To go down 85% from here, again, probably not going to happen, but there's a slight chance. So I'll just say that. I think both could happen, but it's very unlikely. Let's just put it that way. Jamie.crow, thoughts on crypto.com. I just saw an email. They're having system maintenance in 4 days, July 11th. I'm not trying to cause fear, but they are going to have a major system update, and I'm wondering what's going on, right? Whether they're going to remove all their rewards or going to remove something, right? Hopefully it's not to remove withdrawals. I don't know, but I think overall they made a ton of money in 2021, spent a lot of it on marketing. You have CRO ads everywhere, right? Hopefully they have enough in the bank to survive what we're going through. No, I did not. Townsley, I did not watch that. I guess I'll watch it someday. Oh, 85% versus 9K, yeah. I mean, again, it's a possibility, but unlikely. So Celsius is back in the black now. I mean, it depends on what you're looking at. In terms of their loan from MakerDAO, yeah. But that's not the only thing that is causing problems for them. So, but that is good. So this worry about how Bitcoin has to go down to 12,000 to liquidate Celsius before it comes up, that's out the window. Maybe even Alex knew that. So that's why they desperately paid down the loan and got their collateral back. Harmony had to do emergency increase in gas because some bot was spamming the network. Yeah, unfortunately. That's what happened to Solana so many times. Because Solana is basically feeless. There was a lot of attacks of bots and stuff like that. Denial service attacks, right? And then they said they were going to increase, they're going to implement gas fees. I don't know if that actually went through. Going to watch Thor tomorrow. I'm going to watch Thor on Friday. So it better be good because the last few Marvel stuff has been kind of disappointing. Ronald, have 22K XRP involved. Is it lost now? Any hope from Nexo? Well, I did cover a few days ago. Vault told me that they had no direct exposure to CryptosRUs or Celsius or Babel or Luna, so that's good. But I do think that the bank run situation, especially all the FUD from all the other lending companies, right, got to them. So they said they're exploring everything, including being bought out by Nexo. So hopefully they can figure it out and make everyone whole. But that's the latest information. Do you think that will save BitBoy from losing his 3 million Celsius, getting back to solvent? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I hope for the best, but who knows at this point. Celsius did pay back their loan to MakerDAO, which is awesome. They got $440 million back. But last time, it was reported that FTX looked at their books and saw a $2 billion hole. So this obviously doesn't fix that $2 billion hole. But I don't know what else they have up their sleeve. Maybe they can get it. Because I did cover that they're bringing someone, a big family office guy, onto the board, and maybe he can inject $2 billion. He can inject $2 billion in Celsius and make everyone whole. That's a possibility. But he's not going to inject $2 billion out of the goodness of his heart, so there's going to be something. He's going to be getting something, maybe a major percentage of the Celsius. Celsius is a new company or something like that. Did we reach bottom? Well, there's a lot of signs that say yes. We either reached it or we're very, very near it. Do you think Sol will ever get back to all-time high? I do think so, yes. Yes, Johnny. When the market roars back up and gets back, especially with Bitcoin, yeah, I think a lot of the altcoins will get back to previous highs. And not only that, be even higher than before. What's your conservative end-of-year prediction for Bitcoin and ETH? That's a good question. Conservatively, I would like to see Bitcoin be back around probably double where it is. I would like to see Bitcoin back around 40,000 and Ethereum around 2,500, conservatively. But really what I'm hoping for is we see more like a 50 to 60K by the end of the year, right? That I don't expect us to break into new all-time highs, but to get close to it. But conservatively, I think 40K, 2,500 for Ethereum. And like I said, we got to realize that Bitcoin came down really, really fast. And just like when Bitcoin goes up really fast, it comes down really fast, right? And we have come down really fast. So the opposite could happen. We were just at 30,000 a month ago, and we were at 40-something thousand 2 months ago, right? So if we get a good bump, we get a good rally, we get some big player buying in when it's cheap, we could definitely see the opposite happen in a short time frame, just like it came down in a short time frame, right? So I do think that like something like 30K, we could get back to 30K pretty quickly. But then, building up from there, getting back up to 40 and 50, I think it's going to take a little bit more time. I love ADA, hold quite a bit, but it will not reach 100. I think you're right on that. If it goes 10x, that means it's let's just round up $5. 10x, that would give it a market cap of 150 billion. Is that still reasonable? Well, Ethereum is around 150, so yes. If it goes up to $46 or $50, then it would give a market cap of 1.5 trillion. Starting to be unreasonable at this point, all right? And then if it goes to 100, which is double, that means it has to have a 3 trillion market cap. So can it happen one day? Okay, sure. Is it likely to happen? No. And not likely anytime soon. How can hackers steal money from Harmony but not spend it? What's the thought process for the hackers to get their money back? They're trying to hide it, because there's only so many exchanges around the world that allows cash out, right? Fiat off ramp, and if all of them are blocking the hacked funds, then of course they can't get their money out, right? So what they're trying to do is using mixers and trying to hide the funds. And it's really difficult to do when you have such a large amount. So that's the thing. That's why a lot of hackers just return the money and and get a reward for it, right? Like Harmony offered 1 million. I think they upped it to 10 million for the hackers to return it. That's like free cash right there, right? And no prosecution, nothing. No one's gonna be tracking it afterwards. So. Yeah, it's kind of stupid to make it's not stupid, but the reality is it is what it is. Can a price of FTT go as high as BNB? It's a possibility, but there's still, Binance is just such a powerhouse, and they have their own chain. They have their own dApps. They have TVL. FTX doesn't have those things. They are a powerhouse as well, obviously, but they're missing their own ecosystem. Have you been buying more VET? It's one of the top 30 that hasn't moved. I have. Unfortunately, a lot of my VET got locked into Voyager. I was not able to withdraw it in time. So that's an unfortunate thing. But yes, I have been. Yeah, people attacking Mark Cuban. That was a big partnership, right, between Voyager and Dallas Mavericks. I totally forgot about it, but I did cover yesterday. So obviously Mark Cuban is taking a lot of heat for that. Probably a lot more people not going to be buying Mavs tickets for next year. All right, guys. That is it overall today. A green day, but it's not a big rally day. Several big news, including, of course, UK Prime Minister resigning, Boris Johnson. I don't know who's going to be replacing him and what they're going to do about their own inflation problem. But right now, Bitcoin is still looking good. A lot of great metrics, a lot of great fundamentals and models and indicators, and of course, with all this talk about inflation, everyone's seeking the next hedge. And it's not gold, it's Bitcoin, right? So stay strong, my friends. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Take care, guys. Bye-bye.